Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever liked a good challenge?
That's it. You insulted my honor.
You what now?
I demand satisfaction.
Oh!
I challenge.
So I had the great fortune of being challenged by Baker's Drinks. They were challenged by someone before them, and I'm going to be challenging Whiskey Wisdom after this too. So you're welcome, Matt. But Laura, Troy, I think you guys did an outstanding job on your video. Can't wait to see you guys on Saturday night to go over some ASW stuff. A challenge I thought was fantastic. So I'll go over the things in the challenge. First is an unpopular opinion. I mean, is there something that you really like that maybe the rest of the world doesn't like? Something you don't like, the rest of the world may think it's pretty dang good. What the hell's the matter with you? A whiskey you changed your mind on, which happens to be in this class here today. We'll get to that eventually. A good whiskey you wouldn't buy again. And there could be a lot of different reasons behind it. I thought that both of the ones that Troy and Laura did, and especially it was really neat the one that Troy did. If you watch the video, I think you'll find it's a nice touching moment there. Another one is an allocated bottle replacement. So what are some things that you would replace for an allocated bottle that's maybe harder to get? I actually have two. I know I don't follow the rules very well and color outside the lines and stuff, but I've got two. Then there's the best, worst stats for the price. Which bottle do you think gives you the best stats for the price and which gave me the absolute worst for the price? So we'll get into that. And of course, this list will be passed on to Matt at Whiskey Wisdom. He'll get to give his opinions on it. And I think it's real neat, some of the ways that people go through and they describe why it didn't mean something to them or why it meant something to them. So I thought it was pretty cool. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting Baker's Drinks over 1,000 subscribers. You guys are getting closer and closer, so very excited. You guys do great content. Looking forward to that. Let me get into this first thing, an unpopular opinion. So this bottle, I don't know. I think a lot of people like this bottle a lot more than I do. 1792 full proof. It's an okay whiskey for me. And the problem that you have is when you've done over 400 videos, you found a lot of really good whiskeys for that price point that you like a whole lot better. The reason I think it's just okay is because and I like high proof. This drinks super hot. This is a super hot whiskey. I don't mind a hot whiskey, but you better back it up with some exceptional flavor. You better have some layers of things going on. For me, 1792, the full proof, it just drinks hot. And it doesn't back it up with the flavor. It's like a hot pepper. You want to have flavor when you have that hot pepper. If I got a hot whiskey, I better be getting a great finish and great flavors along the way. It better be an adventure. It just shouldn't just be hot. So what I would suggest is in something outside of maybe that, something that I find that I liked a lot better was Ezra Brooks Cask Strength. Comes in at 120 proof, drinks a lot less proof, has a lot more things that I like. So my unpopular opinion, 1792 full proof. It's an okay for me. It's not something that I'm going to go hunt and search. There's sweet wheat and things like that, absolutely. I think they turn out some good products. The full proof, just that for me. A whiskey that changed your mind. And this one's kind of strange for me because I don't know if maybe my palate changes sometimes, and I'm sure most of you experience that sometimes your palate changes. Well, this one, it could have just opened up where I liked it more. But on first pour, I was really disappointed with it. And it's very strange for me because I like this brand. But the more this has opened up, the more I've started to enjoy it. Very good. And it could be just maybe I'm maturing. Maybe it just opened up very well. But that Jack Daniel's Twice Barreled, when I first opened this, I didn't like it at all. No, I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I didn't care for it very much. I didn't want to drain pour it or anything like that. But I thought for the price, this should be offering more. But now that it's opened up more and I've gone back to it again, and I'd encourage you that with anything you've spent some money on, if you don't like it on that first pour, let it set a few months, let it open up a little bit, go back to it. This twice barreled now is something that I kind of see myself searching for every once in a while. It just offers some unique things that I really, really enjoy. So this was a whiskey that changed my mind, or I changed my mind on, was the Jack Daniel's twice barrel. Definitely enjoying it now. And malt's not for everybody, but I'm really enjoying some of the different malts now. There's a Balcones single malt that I'm really liking. This Jack Daniel's has changed my mind. A good whiskey I wouldn't buy again. I kind of railed on this the other day, and two of these came in my top 5 of whiskeys I wouldn't buy again. And it's not because it's a bad whiskey. It's a good whiskey. It's just for the price. Any of the Woodford Reserve Master Collections just aren't worth it to me. It's a good product, but it's not $130 to $150 good. And if you're on secondary, even more than that. It would be a fine $50 to $80 whiskey, but I just don't get the punch and the flavor out of their Master Collection at 700 milliliters for the price tag that they're putting on it. So for me, that is a good whiskey that I would not buy again. Any of their Master stuff, unless something comes out that people are just going insane on, and I've tried a sample of it first and said, okay, this is worth it. I won't be going for that, for the gimmicky stuff again on this. And it's not like it's bad. It's just too much for the poor. The next one, and I know that some of these I'll be like, oh, I've never heard of this, or this is kind of ridiculous, or this, that, and the other. Well, okay, I've probably pounded the table on one of these, probably more than anybody, because I just really like their stuff. But the first one, let me go over, an allocated bourbon. So, good allocated bourbon. George T. Stagg. 22A is probably the favorite batch that I've had. It fits my flavor profile. Absolutely love it. Actually ran into a friend at the store, KJ, just a little bit ago, and we were talking, and I'm asking what he's been hunting. And he's like, yeah, I've been doing the Staggs. I said, have you had the 22A yet? He said, I haven't got that. I said, I'm going to get you a sample, KJ. Because it's like one of my favorite Staggs there is. The problem is running into Staggs is tough. But if I'm going to replace this allocated bottle, and I know, but like I said, I may get some feedback on this, but I see it in my area a lot. So much so I've been able to get it to a lot of other people. Master Pick. If you don't know about Master Pick, you're missing out. Master Pick 14, Master Pick 15, MGP juice. They age it there for like 6 years. They ship it off to Portland. And each barrel, when that barrel's ready, they release that barrel. And oh my, every one of the barrels that I've had from them, I've had a couple of different 14s, I've had a couple of different 15s. They've all been phenomenal. And I can find these about the $100 price mark. You know, I know that's over MSRP for Stagg, but you generally aren't going to find that Stagg at $100. And they're a lot harder to find in my area. I can go out today and buy Master Pick, and I'll be happy with every drink that I have out of this thing. So to replace one allocated, if I couldn't find a Stagg and I wanted something that's considered a special pour to me that I can find, I'm looking for a Master Pick every time. I think they do an outstanding job. So that's one of my allocated replacements. I'm sure I'll get slings and arrows and torches and all kinds of stuff on the next one. E.H. Taylor, single barrel. Good stuff. Very, very good stuff. You going to see it on the shelf? No. It's going to run you a couple $100, more than likely. Great replacement for it out there. Just sits on the shelf sometimes. I know it's getting a little bit harder to find, but John J. Bowman. It's a single barrel product. It's Buffalo Trace, so it's E.H. Taylor, it's Buffalo Trace stuff. It's just triple distilled over in Virginia. They do a very good job. I still need to do a blind off with these two to see which one I like the best. But if I was saying I couldn't find an allocated, this would be a bourbon I would go to. John J. Bowman does an outstanding job. So, you know, both of these you may say, well, I don't know much about John J. Bowman or Master Pick. If you do happen to run into them, and you like either one of these, you'll probably really enjoy these bottles as well. For, easier to hunt, and this one's, less than you're going to find both of these bottles for all the time. Leads me down to my best and worst stats versus the price. Whew. And I guess, I know I'm taking a tater stand here. Jefferson's, Marion McLean. I know this was an expensive bottle. But maybe it's just me, but Jefferson's tend to be very expensive. And on this one, I thought the whiskey was good, but it wasn't that price tag good. I think that for the price that I paid for this, for the whiskey that I got for this, worst probably bourbon decision or whiskey decision I've ever made. Not because it's horrible, it's just because the price per ounce that you're paying for this, or price per milliliter you're paying for this, is insane. I expect when I'm drinking something that costs that much, I'm going to see rainbows, and I'm gonna have a unicorn come up and kiss me on the side of the mouth, and it's just going to be a phenomenal day. I mean, I'll hear choruses of different songs going through my head as I'm putting down the sip. So I'm expecting a lot when I pay that kind of amount of money for a bottle. So this was my worst stats versus the price. And it was price driven. If this was a $70 bottle, it'd be great every day. When you pay a couple $100 extra on that, bad decision. Bad life choice, Sean. Bad life choice. And I know that I've harped on this, and I know that Myron at Bourbon Drop has harped on this, and Laura has absolutely harped on this. But the absolute best pour per ounce right now, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Single Barrel, is my absolute go-to. I think she was paying $65. I get them here for $69, and these are store picks. And the juice is phenomenal. It's a special pour. I absolutely love them. It hits all my wheelhouses. And of course, you got the great tater bottle, and you get the nice little tag up there, your little barrel and stuff. And for me, it's the best pour per ounce that there is out there right now. Jack Daniel's has done some amazing stuff this year. The 10 and the 12 is good. I like their barrel proof single barrel stuff better than I like the 10 and the 12s most days. I mean, sometimes you want something that just gives you a little more to explore, sit back and relax a little bit. But if I want something that I just know that it's going to pop me and we're going to have a nice ride, this is what I'm riding with. So let me know what you thought on the 5 different categories that I went over. And, one of them I did twice. Let me know where I'm full of crap. Let me know where you agree with. Let me get your list. And go back and check out Baker's Drinks list, and I'm waiting for Matt to put out his list. It's going to be, I'm sure, outstanding. He's always going to do a great job. And I want to see who he challenges after that. But I appreciate you all. I hope you all have an amazing night. God bless.